Hi, I'm Merlin, and welcome to Moviemills, where we break down the world of cinema into something everyone can sink their teeth into. Today, we're diving into the idea that movies, much like the meals we eat, can be categorized into three distinct types: fast food, fine dining, and home cooked meals. Whether you're a seasoned cinephile or a casual moviegoer, there's something here for everyone. J.J. Abrams once said, "I love escapism. I love going to the movies on a Friday night and seeing something fun." Let's start with fast food movies, the blockbuster hits that are all about instant gratification. These are the films that draw you in, with their flashy visuals, explosive action, and easy to digest storylines. Think of directors like Michael Bay and James Cameron. They're the kings of fast food cinema. Bay's films like the Transformers series are a perfect example of this category. They're packed with high-octane action, massive explosions, and special effects that dazzle the eyes. But beneath all the spectacle, there's often not much substance. It's like biting into a greasy burger, satisfying in the moment, but not particularly nourishing. James Cameron, on the other hand, takes fast food to another level. His films like Avatar and Terminator 2 offer more than just empty calories. They're blockbusters with a bit more depth, touching on themes of humanity, technology, and environmentalism. But at their core, they're still designed to entertain on a grand scale, to appeal to as broad an audience as possible. Cameron is a master of crafting cinematic experiences that are universally accessible. But just like with actual fast food, too much of it can leave you feeling a bit empty. These movies are designed to entertain on a surface level, and while there's nothing wrong with that, relying solely on fast food cinema can lead you to miss out on the richer, more fulfilling experiences that other types of films offer. You might find yourself craving something with a bit more substance, something that challenges your palate and leaves you with more to think about after the credits roll. Werner Herzog once said, "The most effective response to the chaos in our lives is the creation of new forms of literature, music, poetry, art, and cinema." Now let's talk about fine dining movies. These are the films that require a more refined taste, the cinematic equivalent of a meal at the Michelin-starred restaurant. Directors like Bela Tarr and Terrence Malick excel in this area, creating films that are more like a 7-course tasting menu. Intricate, layered, and often challenging. Take Bela Tarr for example. His films like The Turin Horse are known for their slow pacing, long takes, and existential themes. Watching a Tarr film is like savoring a complex dish that requires patience and attention to detail. It's not for everyone, but for those who appreciate it, the experience is deeply rewarding. Terrence Malick is another master of fine dining cinema. His films like The Tree of Life and The Thin Red Line are visually stunning, philosophical, and often more concerned with mood and atmosphere than with plot. They're the kind of films that invite you to reflect, to meditate on the big questions of life. But just like fine dining, they're not always what you're in the mood for. Sometimes you want something a bit more straightforward, something that doesn't require you to engage in such a deep level. However, fine dining films aren't without their drawbacks. They can be challenging, and sometimes they border on pretentious. Not everyone is in the mood for a slow burn, artistic exploration of the human condition. Too much fine dining can leave you feeling disconnected from the more accessible joys of cinema. It's important to approach these films with the right mindset, to appreciate them for what they are, works of art that demand your attention and your intellect. And then we have home-cooked meals. These are the films that strike a balance between accessibility and substance, the cinematic equivalent of a comforting, nourishing meal made with love. Alan Parker once said, "The hardest film to make is one that has creative integrity and still connects with a wider audience." Directors like Akira Kurosawa and Denis Villeneuve are masters at crafting these kinds of movies. Kurosawa's films like Seven Samurai and Rashomon are legendary for their storytelling, character development, and philosophical depth, yet they remain accessible to a wide audience. Kurosawa had the unique ability to blend deep themes with engaging narratives, making his film both profound and entertaining. It's like enjoying a perfectly cooked dish that's both satisfying and thought-provoking, one that you can appreciate on multiple levels. Denis Villeneuve, with films like Arrival and Blade Runner 2049, brings a similar balance to his work. His films are visually stunning and emotionally resonant, but they are also accessible, engaging a broad audience while still offering something deeper for those who look for it. Villeneuve's work is like a home-cooked meal, made with the finest ingredients, nourishing, satisfying, and full of flavor. Home-cooked movies reminds us that you can have it all, entertainment that's both enriching and enjoyable. These films are accessible, but they don't sacrifice depth for entertainment. They use the best ingredients, strong storytelling, compelling characters, and top-notch direction, without being overly complex or inaccessible. Roger Ebert once said that movies are like a machine that generates empathy. It lets you understand a little bit more about different hopes, aspirations, dreams, and fears. It helps us to identify with the people who are sharing their journey with us. That's what great food does too. It brings us together. It connects us. Balance is key. Knowing when to enjoy each type of film can lead to a richer, more fulfilling movie watching experience. Whether you're in the mood for the instant gratification of fast food, the challenge of fine dining, or the comfort of a home-cooked meal, there's a place for all of this in your cinematic diet. And don't forget, each category had its share of good and bad films. Just because a movie falls into the fast food category doesn't mean it's low quality. And just because a film is fine dining doesn't mean it's automatically great. The key is to appreciate each type of film for what it offers and to explore the full range of what cinema has to offer. Here's my preferred cinematic diet. I lean towards 50% home-cooked films, which provide that satisfying blend of familiarity and depth. 30% fine dining films make up my intake for those moments when I crave something more challenging and thought-provoking. And finally, I keep 20% fast food films in my diet for those times when I just want some quick and accessible entertainment. What about you? What's your cinematic diet? Do you prefer a balance, or are you more inclined towards one type of film over the others? Drop your thoughts and favorite recommendations in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your cinematic diet looks like. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into the world of fast food movies. We'll explore what makes them so addictive, why they're often criticized, and why we keep coming back for more. So stay tuned.